Hey everyone, welcome back to another bonus episode of the spine-chilling podcast, Horror Talks with Tate. My name is Tate Irons and I'm your host for this podcast, and I'm so excited to have another guest here with me, which I am very, very excited to announce. We have Martin Portlock, who most of you guys know for playing Peter Pan in the horror movie that had came out just then called Peter Pan's Neverland Nightmare. So please welcome Martin. How are you doing?
Hey buddy, how you doing? I'm good. I'm good, Tate.
Yeah, that's great. I'm doing really great. Thank you so much. It's such a pleasure to have you here.
No, it's a pleasure to be here, buddy.
Yeah, that's great. So, so how did you get into acting, especially in the horror genre?
Well, actually, the horror genre was kind of came up by fluke, I suppose. I mean, I've been acting for years now. I've done quite a few different things. I've done comedy and a bit of drama, a bit of television, and then feature films was something that where my heart kind of sat. Screen acting particularly was something that I'm very passionate about. It's something about reading the scripts and then developing those characters and bringing them to life on a screen was, it's magical to me. So horror generally, I'm not I'm not a massive fan of gory horror. I'm not, but I did actually grow up watching some of those classics like The Evil Dead. I remember seeing some really dodgy horrors in my youth. There was a film that kind of stands out that I will never forget, which was a film called Bad Taste,
Oh.
and it was so bad and gruesome and quirky. It was definitely one of those cheesy movies that you sit down, but it's so cringy that you love it. But the director went on to make Lord of the Rings. It was a Peter Jackson film. It was one of his first films, and he used to do horror. So have a look at that one. So it's one of my favorite kind of like little horrors.
Yeah, I better have a look at that because I haven't heard of the movie before. So I'm
I'm
gonna have
I'm
to
not
check it
surprised. I'm not surprised.
out.
It wasn't a very good film at all.
Yeah. So what do you think the audience feel when they see the movies that you're in?
Um, well, I hope that the one thing that they take from the movies that I'm in is that they can relate to the characters that you generally portray, and you hope that um, they are they have triggered emotions from the performances. That's always a wonderful thing because that's what you aim for as an actor. You want the truth to come out with those characters, and I hope anyone who watches the movies will take away an element of whether they're disgusted or whether they're in love or whether they've got a bit of hate or a bit of sadness. They start feeling sorry for these characters. If you start getting emotions like that, then I know I've won as an actor. And I love it when people tell me, "Oh, I love," for Peter Pan, for example, is that I've heard a lot of people say, "Oh my God, it was so disgusting," but at the same time, I couldn't help but feel sorry for him. And that to
Yeah.
me, that there is a little win for me. I'm happy with that.
Yeah, yeah, that's great. Because I actually first known you when they got the first look of Peter Pan, and I was like, okay, Peter Pan looks actually really good.
Yeah,
So
I think they did a lot of original concept art, which
yeah,
obviously came up very different for the movie. I think when through casting and going through costume and stuff, we thought, well, if Peter Pan was living in the real world, what would what was his lifestyle be like? What would he look like? What would he, how would he be living? So we tried to stay as true as we possibly could to those elements rather than taking, everything that we know about Peter Pan in history, that the little boy dressed in, in tights and stuff like that. We wanted to we wanted to bring this down to a real world scenario.
Oh, okay. So I'm gonna ask you about Peter Pan's Nightmare because what a violent villain you ever played. Like Peter Pan was like completely violent in that movie.
Yeah, so Peter Pan was by far the most violent and psychologically disturbed character that I've ever portrayed. And it took a lot of my energy and my soul to try and uh, generate that character, and bring those elements of him and his psyche to screen. And it was certainly a challenge, a great challenge. I loved every minute of it. But while you're doing it, it was so hard to do.
Mm,
It was so mentally tasking. I felt very self-conscious all of the time, with the
uh,
people around me, because as soon as they say cut and then you're Martin again, it's very difficult to kind of bridge that balance or just cut it off instantly. So trying to stay in character a lot of the time was very difficult, because my mindset would be something that you just don't want to be, you know.
yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, so yeah, I was gonna say, so how did you get involved in that movie?
That's a really good question. So, like most things in this industry, it's not necessarily about, just going for a role that you want. It's more about being thrown into with people that you know, and people recommend you, and then you're either suitable for the role or you're not. But in my case, we just finished filming uh, a, a dark fantasy called Gallowmere, and I was actually playing a mage in this fantasy. It's a very kind of Lord of the Rings esque kind of film, with a great director called Oliver Hollingdale. And I remember this one scene that we had when we were in the woods, and there was a makeup artist that came on a set with us that day. And we got on like a house on fire. It was great. And we were laughing and
Yeah.
we were joking. Anyway, a few months later, I had an email from the producers of Peter Pan's Neverland Nightmare. And what had happened is that they'd been struggling to find the right kind of guy to play Peter Pan. And the makeup artist recommended me.
Oh,
So yeah, so it was really crazy. So I sent in some I did an audition and self tapes, and then I spoke to Scott for like 2 hours on the phone. And then I got a message a couple of days later saying, "You've got it. You're exactly what we're looking for." So that's kind of how it came about.
wow, that's great. Like I didn't know that they had trouble like finding a right person to play Peter Pan, but at least they got you.
Yeah, no, apparently they looked at a lot of people, like a lot of people. So I was very very blessed and very very fortunate, I suppose, to
Yeah,
to get that gig.
yeah, true. Um, what was it like working with a casting crew?
Wonderful. I think everybody on that set, had a passion for what it was they were creating, which is great because that just fuels your enthusiasm as an actor. You don't
Yeah,
wake up in the morning and go, "Oh, here we go again." You wake up in the morning and go, "Right, let's make a fucking movie."
yeah,
So that's it boosts your enthusiasm. And everyone was absolutely wonderful, and it was such a safe space to work, given the nature of the movie and the characters and the stuff that was happening. Everyone was very friendly. We were all kind of we were all very friendly with each other. And there was a certain, there were certain moments that were very, very difficult. Um, and again, because of the nature of the scenes, some of us as actors would kind of keep away from each other or feel maybe a little bit awkward. But it was really just because of what we were doing. I think it was so mentally tasking. But
Hmm.
at the end of it, and we had the premiere a couple of months ago, and when we met up again with everyone, and we were all just absolutely over the moon, and just reveled in what we'd created.
Wow, that is so interesting. Because like when I saw the movie, it's like you guys have been working really hard because the performance was like stunning.
Thank you. No, that's wonderful. And do you know what? I can't take all the credit because you got Megan Placido and Peter who plays Michael, all the actors, and Kit Green who played Tinkerbell, all wonderful actors and committed to their craft. And the movie certainly wouldn't have been what it is without that.
Yeah.
And we all bounced off of each other. So it's never one performance or one person that creates that kind of movie. It's that beautiful eclectic mix along with the direction.
Oh, that's cool. Because like I did had a chat with Kit Green back then
Mm.
because he did like explain a lot about her role about Tinkerbell, and it was like insane.
Yeah, Tink
So
Tink was
yeah.
definitely a Tink was definitely a unique character, and
Oh
I
yeah.
absolutely adored working with her. We had some fight scenes, we had some emotional scenes, we had some intimate scenes. It was this wonderful mix of emotions going on, which was wonderful because we loved to hear how the audience felt about those.
Yeah, that's true. Um, so what did you hope the audience would react when they see Peter Pan's Neverland Nightmare, like before it came out?
Before it came out, what we wanted from them, is that what you're saying?
Yeah, yeah, that's what I meant.
Yeah. Oh, well, above anything else, we just wanted people to enjoy this movie.
Yeah,
We wanted
exactly.
to bring we wanted to give the audience something that was different from anything they'd seen before.
Yeah.
A lot of people will look at the movie and go, "Oh, it's just another slasher," but it is that kind of slasher, but it's not fully the full narrative of the movie is not just based on gore. There's a
Mm,
deep psychological thing going on with some of these characters, and we really wanted to tell that story.
yeah,
Um,
exactly.
and um, taking J.M. Barrie's original writings of Peter Pan and completely flipping it on its head and changing the elements of those characters and just
Mm,
creating something new. So I really, I think we all wanted the audience just to, when they watch the film, take something new from it, understand that this isn't a Disney adaptation. This is a completely
yeah.
new way of telling the story.
Yeah, exactly. Like I did get that it was not based on like Disney because they were able to make it because they were entering the public domain, but like not the Disney, but like the old stories. Mm.
Oh yeah, absolutely. I mean, if you think about large production companies like Disney, all they've
Yeah.
actually done is taken the original texts and made their own thing. Well, that's exactly what Scott and Reese did. They took the original texts and completely mixed it up and made their own thing.
Yeah,
It's exactly the
yeah,
same thing. And, any creative, any filmmaker do the same thing. And I think it was Quentin Tarantino that actually said,
mm,
every story's been told. Every story has been told, but it's never been told the way you want to tell it. So if you
yeah,
want to
that's
do a love
right.
story, boy meets girl, boy loses girl, boy gets back with girl, it's been told a billion times, but
Yeah.
how it's been told changes constantly.
Yeah, that is right. Because I gotta say, when I saw that Peter Pan's Neverland Nightmare was coming, I was actually like very excited for it for a while because I enjoyed Winnie the Pooh 1 and 2, and I was excited to see more. Yeah,
Yeah,
yes. So I also heard that for Pinocchio Unstrung, you got invited as a puppeteer for Pinocchio, right?
I did. I did. It
Yeah.
was absolutely crazy, and I'm very, very chuffed because all of the I mean, I didn't do we had two controllers for the puppet, and
Okay.
one person was doing the head and the blinking, and the other
Okay.
person was doing the mouth movement and the facial expressions and the frowning and all that kind of stuff. That was me. So I followed the
Oh.
script and the dialogue, and I mimicked the voice and everything, and I moved the mouth and did all the facial expressions. So the general performance for Pinocchio was me, and I really, I was absolutely honored working with Todd Masters' team. I mean, he's done things like Tales of the Crypt, and he did Chucky. They've done Yellow Jackets as well. They've done so many different effects and shows. I was absolutely over the moon to be working closely with those guys.
Yeah, that's great. What was it like your first time being a puppeteer?
It actually, yes, it was. It
Mm,
was, and
yeah.
it was again. This was a crazy kind of coincidence, Um, the film was shooting about 25 miles away from where I live, and I
Yeah.
jokingly messaged Scott, the director. I jokingly messaged him saying, "Man, it would be amazing to give the puppeteer side of things a go because I really love that kind of stuff because I'm a massive
Yeah.
fan of movies that have all those creative elements like Labyrinth and Critters and all those Gremlins, but all the original puppets and things. I absolutely love those kind of films, and I've always wanted to give it a go." And he goes, "Do you know what? Come on down." And when they gave me a controller to just have a practice and have a go, um, they the Todd one of the greatest compliments I think I've ever had is Todd's team said to me, says, "You've done this before, haven't you?" And I said, "No, I've never done this before." He says, "Well, I can't tell. It's like you've been doing this for years." And I was just like, "Wow." Wow. And so they kept me on. They kept me on with the whole film. I ended up shooting the whole film with them, which was just insane.
Yeah, that is absolutely great. I bet you would have done like a great job doing that.
Thanks, man. I'm really excited to see it as well. It's one of those films. It's going to be. It's so creative and quirky and funny and a bit gory, and it's got a great narrative. And Richard Blake's in it as well, and he's wonderful. Such a wonderful man to work with as well. Cameron Bell, who plays James, the lead actor, is such a wonderful lad. So I got to work closely with all of them. Absolutely, it's going to be a great film. Actually, a great film.
Yeah, I bet it'll be a great film. Um, if you can describe Pinocchio Unstrung in 3 words, what do you think they would be?
Oh, wow. Uh,
If you don't know, that's all
Horrific.
right.
No,
Yeah.
no, no. It's all right. I'm just trying to think. 3 words is always a
Oh,
difficult question. Um,
okay.
Horrific, humorous, and twisted.
Oh, I bet it'll be twisted. Yeah, I'm looking forward to that. And I'm gonna say because I was thinking about Poohniverse Monsters Assemble. Is there like any chance you might come back as Peter Pan for Poohniverse?
Definitely. We're
Oh, that
filming
would,
later this year.
oh, I'm so excited for this one. I think this is the one that I'm most excited to see.
Yeah, it's gonna be pretty intense.
I bet because like what I heard from Scott and Reese that it's about like they're all gonna be teaming up, and it's like that's gonna be a horror movie I want to see.
Yeah, yeah. I think
Yeah,
one thing to also remember, I'm not going to drop any spoilers.
that's all right.
Um, I mean, I've spoken quite a bit to Scott about his ideas and things. But when you've got a group of bad guys who, they're all very headstrong and want their own thing, when they start teaming up together, it's I think it's obvious that some of them are going to clash.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, that's it. I'm not saying anymore.
That's okay because like you guys haven't filmed it yet, and
No.
yeah, but I'm really looking forward to it. What do you hope the audience would feel when they see Poohniverse?
I think it's just going to be a roller coaster of action and horror, and I don't know. Do you know what? I really don't know. I think it's going to probably be a bit more like Pooh 2. This
Okay.
kind of like constant kind of action thing. But I think there's going to be those darker, sinister elements and narrative like there is in Pan. Um, so yeah, I'm very interested. Each of the films that they're making are very different. They've all got like this different kind of feel and energy, and they're all made slightly different. So it's going to be really interesting to see those characters from all these different kind of movies coming into one. It'd be very interesting to see how this movie ends up because I'm not even exactly sure. Um, but as I say, you get the character that you play, and you play it as true as you possibly can. Um, and that's all I can do, man.
Yeah.
I'm actually as intrigued as anyone else as to how this thing is going to play out.
Yeah, yeah, that's so great. Because I also want to say that when I first saw you when you were doing when they showed the look of Peter Pan, I also heard you were also in Britain's Got Talent.
Yes, yes, I was. It was one of my. I think yeah, it was a bit of a weird one.
Oh,
I did a film called Wolf Manor, directed by
oh,
Dominic Brunt, and in this movie, I got my head cut off. So I
oh,
actually went to meet a prosthetic team called the Prosthetic Studio, and I had to have like a full cast of my head made. And while I was talking to them, they said, "Oh well, we've got this act that we're trying to do on Britain's Got Talent, and the guy who's done the original Witch for the audition can't do it anymore." And I was like, "Oh right, okay." He says they basically said, "Well, would you be interested?" And I was like,
yeah.
"Well, yeah, okay, let all right, let's just give it a go, you know." And then the next minute, I know I'm getting all these prosthetics done for this horrible dirty witch that kind of speaks like this, and it's kind of really kind of a big extravagant character with these sinister horror vibes doing magic on stage. So the first time I went out onto BGT, it was live on national television in front of an audience of about 3,000 people. On my own,
Oh,
it was quite insane, but I enjoyed every moment of it. It was absolutely wonderful.
yeah, that is great. I haven't seen it, but maybe if someone ever like uploaded it like on YouTube or something,
It's
if
all
I could.
there. If you go onto YouTube and you type in The Witch BGT, it'll come up with videos of all the performances and stuff. I think they've got like 9 million views, so go and have a browse, and they'll be on there. I did two performances. I
Oh,
did a
did you?
Christmas. I did a Magic Christmas special, which where I ended my act was ended up being the finale of the whole show because we covered this whole stage with fake snow. It just went everywhere. So there's no way they
Oh,
could do another act after that because of the cleanup time. So they said,
oh,
right, we'll put him on as the finale then. I was like, okay. But yeah, it was a Christmas. It was like a Christmas magic special. So there was two that I did. I really enjoyed them.
wow, that is so great. No, I also want to say because have you heard from John that he's planning on making a Peter Pan's Neverland Nightmare 2?
Um, I think if a film does well, and if a film, has the ability to extend its story, I think then any sensible filmmaker will always look at it and go, okay, well let's think of these ideas. I don't think there's anything official in the works yet because obviously they're focusing on um, the Poohniverse first.
Yeah, yeah,
Um, but it would not surprise me.
yeah, yeah. I bet. Yeah, because I did saw that it would be planned like depending on the success of Peter Pan, right?
Mm,
But I
yeah,
mean,
absolutely.
like, yeah, because I think it just became one of the best one I've ever saw this year because I saw it with a friend of mine, and I was like very excited. I was like very excited to see it because like the same way I was when seeing Winnie the Pooh Blood and Honey 2 because yeah, because like I really enjoy this movie a lot and it keeps making me want to rewatch it.
Oh, that's good. That's good. Yeah, you know you're hooked when you got that feeling.
Yeah. Yeah, it was it's such a great movie and you did a great job.
Thank you, man. I really appreciate that. I hope everyone enjoyed it, really. Even if they love to hate the character, that's fine.
Yeah. Yeah. I think that's all the questions I got. So yeah, it was so great to have you here.
No worries, man. Look, it's been an absolute pleasure, Tate, and I hope people who haven't seen the film, hope you enjoy it if you get to see it. I actually know it's going to be available here in the UK to buy on Blu-ray in April, and I think it's starting up on. There's some streaming platforms. I think the film's going up soon in the US. So yeah, guys, I hope you enjoy the movie.
Y- Yeah, we all hope you enjoy the movie because this movie you do not want to miss it. So, so guys, thank you so much for watching this interview, and I hope you had a great time figuring out the behind the scenes that Martin did for Peter Pan because he did an absolute great job because I really loved it, and I hope you guys too when you see it. So thank you guys for watching, and thank you so much again, Martin, for your time to come and speak with me.
No worries. I usually post up anything that I'm doing or other projects and other movies and stuff on like my socials. I probably Instagram's probably the main one. So if anyone's interested in anything else I'm doing, then just have a look at my Instagram, which is just at Martin Portlock.
Yep, you heard him. So guys, thank you so much. Stay spooky, and I will see you guys in the next episode. Bye bye.
Take care.